The Dragons entered the game with an 8-2 record under first-year head coach Maureen Shakru. Two players who were with the team prior to the winter break are no longer on the team. This leaves the Dragons with only 6 players. Basketball analyst Chuck Nagel is back for this D2 Region 20 showdown. Chuck, what have you seen from the Dragons?
Gary, one thing we know about Howard, they're going to come out in a 2-3 zone defense and hope to play that zone defense for the full 40 minutes. I think the outcome of tonight's game will be determined by just how well Howard can play that 2-3 zone defense. They must tighten their zone, and they must move out quicker on the open shooter. They've given up far too many open shots. They must also rebound better, and they've got to hustle down the floor to try to stop Hagerstown's fast break opportunities. On offense, Howard's 3, 4, and 5 players, they need to work harder to get open shots, whether it's against a zone or man-to-man. And when those shots become available, they need to make them. And if not, the Dragons need to work hard, obviously, on the offensive boards to get those putback shots.
Hagerstown is 14-2 coming into this contest, and the Hawks have won 3 straight in blowout fashion. Chuck, what are we going to see from Hagerstown?
Hagerstown plays a 94-foot game, and by that I mean a very up-tempo style. They'll try to beat you down the floor and create easy scoring opportunities. They do this very well, either on the 3-on-2 or the 2-on-1 fast break. They also apply full court and half-court pressure on defense, looking to create turnovers, which obviously lead to easy baskets. They're not great shooters from the floor, but they are quick, and they hit the offensive glass for second and third shots.
This game will go a long way in determining postseason seeding. So let's go to the Dragons Lair. First half, 4-point lead for Hagerstown. Jazz Sproul. Daisha Adams. She gets a cushion, makes him pay from long range.
Hard to tell what type of defense Howard is in, maybe a zone. A lot of confusion chasing the ball. Confusion leads to an open 3-point shot.
Hagerstown on a 6-2 run. Simone Walker. Adams wide open. Too strong.
Heisig with a great floor-length pass to Thompson as they beat the defense down the floor. It all starts with that pass off the rebound. Again, Howard in the zone. Very heads-up defense here by Heisig. She goes all the way for the layup. Very nice steal, very heads-up play from Heisig. Hagerstown against the zone defense. Once again, they catch the Dragons loafing down the floor. They give up the easy 3-point shot before they can even set up that defense.
2 minutes remaining in the half. Lauren Thompson, her shot is off. Rebound for West.
Dragons is taking way too much time getting down the floor to set up that defense. Again, giving up 3-on-2s and 2-on-1 easy baskets.
Second half, the Dragons turned it over twice in the first 2 minutes, and 6-point lead for Hagerstown. West, one dribble, pulls up, gives the Hawks the biggest lead since the first quarter. Other end of the floor, Hagerstown's defense seems energized. Thompson barely able to haul in the pass, looking for Parks, another Dragon turnover. Hagerstown once again beating Howard down the floor, 4-on-2. Heisig pressures the ball, looking for a travel there. West keeps playing and drains the short jumper. Next Howard possession, Coughlin driving. West jumps on the pass. Lana Long ahead to Sproul. Diving after it is Heisig. What a play to prevent another transition layup. They hit the deck, starting to look like a weigh-in stare down out there, and Heisig is hit with a technical foul. Hagerstown is on a 10-2 run.
Ball goes from the baseline, wing to the middle, draws the defense away from the basket. Easy play for the post, easy shot for the post player. This, you'll see, is one of the few times we've seen the proper way to attack that 2-3 zone. Middle, high post, low post, easy shot. Certainly a concept both coaches would like to see.
2:13 remaining in the third quarter. Hagerstown has a 15-point lead. Sproul's 3 is off target. Ebony Anderson with the rebound. Finds Thompson. She catches Coughlin in stride. Unable to finish, but Coughlin scraps for her own rebound. To Heisig. Hard foul by Simone Small. Heisig lands awkwardly on her bad leg and has to go to the bench. That's a big blow to Howard's chances. Howard is on a 5-0 run. Dragons just made a stop on defense.
Great hustle on the missed free throw by Thompson. Notice here she has the presence to step back on the court, get the return pass, and hit the jump shot.
Other end of the floor, Sproul kicks it out to Adams, responds with a quick 3.
Hagerstown doing here what they do best. Find the open shooter, hit the three.
5 minutes remaining in the game. Heisig is back on the floor for Howard.
Heisig very active on that zone defense. Wow, what a great pass down the floor. Creates 2-on-1 fast break basket. Nice job on defense. She's been tough all night long.
Hagerstown's lead is down to 7. Thompson goes to Coughlin, to Anderson in the middle. Knocks it down. 13-point night for Ebony Anderson. Ensuing Hawks possession, Hagerstown moves to the west, burns down the baseline. Another immediate response from Hagerstown. We saw this earlier. Whenever Howard starts to get going, Hagerstown kills the momentum right away. Hawks came up with a stop on defense, 2:15 remaining in the game. Tough screen by Lana Long. Spruill goes back to West, and she can't miss at the moment. West makes it a 9-point game. Other end of the floor, Thompson inbounds to Parks, working against West. Parks attacks the rim, cuts it to a 7-point deficit with 1:55 to go. Next possession, West looks baseline again, cut off by Heisig. And she loses the ball. Here come the Dragons the other way. Spruill with the foul. Officials call a technical foul as well on Spruill. Huge break for Howard. But the Dragons made only 2 of their 4 free throws, leaving crucial points on the table late in the contest. 5-point game, 1:12 remaining. Walker up against Parks, hands it off to West. Heisig and Parks have her pinned against the sideline. Jump ball is the call for possession arrow to Hagerstown, and we see West and Heisig need to be separated once again. Ensuing inbounds pass, give the ball to West and let her milk the shot clock seems to be the strategy. Heisig and Parks go after her again. Adams now, shot clock at 11. Goes behind the screen, right into the sideline. Heisig is there defensively. Howard forces a turnover with 57 seconds to go. 5-point game, crucial possession. We're inside 50 seconds. Thompson to Thomas. From behind the arc, no. Parks with the rebound to Coughlin. Stripped in the lane by Julia Gunther. What a play. Time would run out on the Dragons' comeback effort. 75-66 Hagerstown is your final. Let's send it down to Ahmed Hosseini.
Sam, you had a pretty bad fall in the second half there. How did you feel?
It hurt, obviously. It was a little scary. I knew going into the game that I already kind of tweaked it a little bit. So mentally, it was behind, I was thinking about it behind every play, but I couldn't let that affect my game. And second half, it did, I think. I mean, I was definitely playing more reserved, and took me mentally out of the game.
Speaking of mentally, Liz, my question to you is, how did you endure the shortage of bench players?
We know that we don't have a lot of players, but with that, we don't lack heart, and we're always fighting for one another. But we do know that when we can take some time off the clock and get a little bit of a rest, so we know we got to play smart, but we're playing for each other, so we don't lack any heart.
Now, what was your strategy heading into the second half, especially after the level of consistencies that you showed in the second quarter, Sam?
Definitely wanted to eliminate their second chances. They were beating us on the boards completely, pretty much throughout the game, and that's probably where we lost. They also were shooting. We wanted to get out of their 2 shooters that we just couldn't seem to stop. Other than that, I mean, we tried to take away their primary players and eliminate down low, but we just couldn't seem to pinch the lead.
Well, a magnificent effort, and good luck on your next game. For Dragons Lair Update, I'm Omid Hosseini.
My next guest came to Howard Community College from Athelton High School. She led the Raiders to a state championship in 2007. This is her first season as Howard's head coach. Maureen Chakru joins me now. Welcome, Coach.
Thank you.
How are your players' development so far, from the beginning of the season to where you see them now?
I think they have all improved, and I think they have all worked hard to become a team, in the sense that I think that they expect things from each other, and they know that they can do what we have to do to stay close and to possibly win.
With your psychology background, how important is that as a coach when you're dealing with student athletes?
I think it's important in the sense that you need to know when to reinforce them, and when to say positive and when to say negative, in the sense that I really believe these girls need to hear the positive and to build off that positive and not shut them down. It doesn't do any good for me to criticize them. I don't have lots of players to throw back at them. They have to take care of each other, and I think they've done that. I think they've been very good reinforcing each other and working together.
Okay, now we need to finish in the top 8 if we're going to go to the Maryland JUCO Conference, and I kind of checked on that, and we're like 5th right now.
Our goal is to finish in the top 8. I know who we have to play, and I know who's ahead of us, and I know, we'll see. I mean, that's our goal, and I think that's a realistic goal.
Good luck.
Thanks.